I'll have to go even more because
10 seconds. Give me the 10-second story on that bike out there, Jeff.
Alright, well. So when we went to pick up the Bowman gear, the old Savage was laying on the side in the junkyard. So I asked the guy, I said, hey, what are you doing with it? He goes, I don't know, it's been here 2 years. It's been abandoned. You know, what do you want to do with it? And he said, I don't know, I'd sell it. I said, what do you want? He goes, 300. And I said, no, too much, especially without title. And so he said 250. I said, nope, 200 is as high as I'll go. And he goes 250, and he started at 350. And then I said, yeah, I'll do 250. So we settled on 250. So yeah, I brought it home. Got her going in a few minutes.
And they can't see it in the shot right now, but what is it?
Oh, it's a 1995 Suzuki LS650 Savage, or the current model number is a Boulevard S40. Basically, it's a big 650 single thumper. The engine is the basic design of the DR650 engine, just a different case, some different side cases and stuff like that to make it look more cruiser-ish. So I still got to get a title, which may be a iffy thing here in Nova Scotia, but I figured for 250 it was worth it, at least just for the engine. If God, maybe we'll do something with it. Who knows?
How's you running, Jeffrey?
Pretty darn good.
Fine. Not today.
Fine.
Another day. Oh, good guy.
A little bit different. So, but you can get in. I don't know. You can get into areas that you couldn't with a big sander. But the other thing is you've got this part right here, and I'm probably actually going to shorten this ride. But say you're doing a circle. Let's say you've welded up an exhaust pipe and you're trying to get it down. You can kind of compress that and it'll go around a little bit better. It'll follow the contour so it won't eat into.
Can you do that just again there, Jeff?
Yeah. It won't eat into the surrounding metal as much. So you can it'll follow the contour a little bit better. So so when I try to do my custom exhaust, which I'm going to do on the KZ project, I will be able to do that. Now I don't know, did I change the belt tension? So those are factory headers for the Blue Wing. So they're going to get, I need some adapters and decide which mufflers I want to go with, whether I'm going to stick with those mufflers or whether I'm going to go buy some MGO shorties or I've got the Triumph mufflers up there. I don't know, we're going to try with something anyway. But the headers on those, I just don't like them. They're not down enough where these tuck in better. Now, factory wise, they would have had chrome shields on them here, but I've ground down most of the welds. So they're going to get wrapped, obviously, right? Just like the other ones. But I keep nailing the other ones when I go hard on corners and it's scraping up and then ripping the wrapping. As you can see over here. So if you want to move.
Gonna get a little windy here.
Yes, it is. So as you can see, every time I go over, I'm just nailing and destroying the header rack.
Oh yeah.
So
it's just totally gone on that one.
yeah. So and as you can see, if you get in there, you can see where it scrapes.
Oh, okay.
And it's just on this side. So Now that was part of that. Those are stainless pipes, so I don't think they're original. I think they're a Jardine system. So I'm going, like, obviously they're probably lighter than those ones, but those tuck in better. So I think, like, those don't look like they stick down that much, but.
Oh, they don't. They look pretty normal, right?
But I see some extra space right there. Right here, there's more daylight there, whereas the other ones tuck in further and come straight back, and these sort of angle down back toward the junction point. So, plus, I mean, they're rusted and banged up, and yeah, we're gonna change them out. And I don't know whether I'll marry them to these or whether I'll find something else. I'm not crazy about these anyway.
Sorry, marrying them to.
These exhaust.
Is it
exhaust
snowing?
pipes. It is snowing.
It is. Oh, ow!
Yes.
It is snowing. Can't get. Oh yeah, there we go. Little snowflake.
Snowflake.
Jeffrey, you're a fucking snowflake.
I'm a snowflake. Yep. So.
All right, let me cut to. Hey, Bentley, come here. Silly goose. All right, take that out. Oh, you come. There we go. Oh shit! Motherfucker, son of a bitch. Hey, don't eat that. Yeah, one of those old people things that only old people have, not 27-year-olds.
Yeah. So you could say, well, why don't you do this? And this would be the easiest thing to do, would be to pop this sucker in. Now, basically, we'll pick up one of these and we'll chop the cord off. The reason you don't want to use this is because your audio quality is going to go through the tape deck, through the reed heads, right? And it's not that great. So what we're going to actually be doing is this will go in just to fool the system into thinking there's a tape in there. But it's actually pumping the audio directly to the USB adapter, which you won't see any quality loss because of the tape deck. But we'll need one of these in there when he's using it, when he's using the Bluetooth module. And then that way it retains the fact that if you ever want to actually put a tape in there, you just pop this out, put a real tape in, and then you're running tape, right? So,
but we're not going to use that one because I need it for my old fucking truck.
Yeah, I will probably end up buying another one of those, and just cutting the cord off of it to shove in there. So that seems to be one of the best methods and the cheapest methods of doing something, adding Bluetooth to this, without resorting to, the audio tape. Then you got a cable flopping around. We're gonna do this and make it look as professional as we can without any floppy cables like hanging around. It should be. I'm gonna try to make it as clean as I possibly can. Now I have to disassemble this whole thing and tear all this off anyway, because the other crash damage, what caused the crash is the ball of rear tire. And we're going to replace it. There's a new rear tire coming, and we've got new bearings for the front rim. But here's the other issue that he's had and that he really wasn't concerned about, but I'm going to try to fix. And this is the this is the reverse switch, and it doesn't work. So we're going to disassemble all this to get in at this and see if we can fix that. I think it probably is just the switch in here that's the problem, but we'll have to get at it. Now, I don't know how much Bob uses the intercom system or whatever, like maybe none of that he'll care about any of that. But if I can retain as much of the original functionality as I can in case and add a few features to it, then we will. Something else that we did is we did lose our lever over here, but as you can see, the chrome is all peeling off these aftermarket levers anyway. So I got a new one of these to replace it. We went black just because. But that was more crash damage. And we're going to clean up as much of the rust as we can. I'd say it spent some time outside in its life. So yeah, that's basically the plan. So new speakers, Bluetooth hack, with fixed reverse, and get the saddlebags off so we can get the rear tire. We're going to do a brake service, check his pads, and there is some rust in the bottom of the exhaust cans. So I think we are going to take the exhaust cans off and scuff them back, weld up the holes, and shoot them with some high temp black paint. So I think we'll go ahead and do that. And because he would like to go black for whatever reason. He did mention that in one of our phone conversations. So we need to get him here to review this stuff, but like I said, he's having surgery for his injuries sustained in the accident, and so I don't know when he'll be feeling up to getting here. to review some of this stuff. But he has the bearings already. I've got to get it back down to the junkyard if he doesn't beat me there, so we can get the mirror and the door for this. And obviously we've got to get that rear tire fixed. So the immediate job right now is we got to remove a whole bunch of plastic, the seat, in the works. So that'll be on the next video.
That sounds like a time lapse type of job.
It is, I would say.
Let's get to her.
All right.
Buddy.
All right, so back on the Goldwing 1500 that we got out of the junkyard. You guys would have seen an earlier clip moving out, and it belongs to a guy we call Bob, I do believe. I do have Bob's permission to publish something on this bike, but I didn't specifically talk about his name. So Bob's name may change to his real name. I don't know, but at an earlier or later date. But for now, we got Bob's bike home. So going over looking for damage, what we can see here is he's got both mirrors are damaged. So now this one's been knocked off and the other one's pretty messed up. If you go over to the front, I'll show you. Now, obviously this is a previous problem because Bob tried to fix this using some body filler and some other stuff that I've started to scrape off here. So, like, there's a piece of that plastic body filler.
Oh. Yeah, you stay still. I'll come to you. Oh, yeah.
And you can see the residue of the silicone and stuff. So, Bob's not a mechanic. He's a lot of things, but a mechanic, no, maybe. So we're going to try to fix those mirrors up for him. Not necessarily accident damage, but we did the side panel here. So he's got a chunk missing, and there was a broken post. So stuff I've already done is I made a post. So basically I took a mold of this, and I made a post of here. And that was using the Plastifix. You guys have seen videos on that already on the garage channel. Some in-depth stuff on the Plastifix. And again, more silicone stuff where he or the previous owner has tried to, keep it from rattling or moving instead of repairing the damage. Okay, but that goes up right here. Now, Bob is getting surgery for his accidental damage to himself. So Bob hasn't been able to get here yet. I'm going to get this back lined up. Yeah.
I believe in you.
I believe I can snap.
I believe I can.
There we go. There, nice and tight. All right.
Beauty.
So Bob hasn't been here to really discuss some of this damage and how we're going to go about fixing it. There's still a box of parts or a bag of parts at the wreckers, and I'm hoping that mirror's there, hoping this door is there. But some other things that Bob wants done while we're here. Let's go over some of the crash damage first, okay? So we've got a wrecked bar. I may be able to just tighten that up to fix that, or we may have to do something with this. Anything that involves pulling that dent out or cutting it out or whatever. What?
Just give it a little jiggle. Yeah,
Jiggle,
perfect.
jiggle.
Sorry, I wasn't in the right spot
My money
there.
don't jiggle jiggle. It folds. It's going to ruin the chrome. I can't fix that. So I don't know whether we're going to be able to pull it out or cut it out or whatever, or build it up or something, but it's going to wreck the chrome there. So that's the kind of thing, without replacing the crash bar, that's the kind of thing I want Bob's input on, exactly how he'd like to fix that. Some other things, everything's fine down here. This took some scuffing, but it didn't bend it at all, so that crash bar is fine. And then we've got some scuff here. Now probably I'll just end up sanding that down a little bit and polishing it. It's never going to bring the pinstripe back, that's gone, but it'll look okay, right? There is some damage here from the toe, I think. So we're probably just going to end up touching the paint up or something. Not much we can do about that. There's not much we can do about it. Again, the rest of the bike is not perfect cosmetically, so trail trash are all about Function over form. So that's basically the damage report from that side. That's all that it really got damaged in the fall. So we've got some scuffing, not even any scuffing on that, really. Basically, it's this took all the beating. And that of the crash bar, which is the beautiful thing about these wings. Now, this air wing is gone. It should look like that one over there. But I have all the hardware for it. So really all we need to do is replace this Lexan, right? And I mean, that's quite rusty, so that kind of needs to be pulled anyway and cleaned up. You know, that's not, you know, but this bike is missing a lot of these tabs. So there should be a cover tab there. There should be some tabs back here that are gone to cover these, you know, trim pieces for that. So, I mean, obviously the bike has seen some use anyway. It's an 88, which is the first year of the 1500s. I guess we got some damage there, but I mean, that was already done. So, I mean, that's, sorry, Bob, but when you're watching this, if that was okay, if that duct tape was okay, that's probably going to be okay. Excuse me. So, for some reason, there's no bolts in the back of this, so we're probably going to fix that, but this all has to come off to get the seat off. His speakers are not good. So if we turn the radio on, now that could be just a bad radio station.
They're all bad radio stations in the valley.
Well, yeah. But, let's see if I can pull it in here though. AM/FM. Is there a tape deck in there? I don't think there's a tape in there. And I don't have a tape to put in it. But I don't even know how to change stations. Is it?
Some Goldwing expert you are, don't even know how to run the radio.
Yeah, well, it's been a few years so since I've done this. Yeah, so that's... We're already off the station, so... FM, AM, FM 1. So that should be station there, I think. And channel. That's CB, that runs the CB. That should be the tuning there. But unfortunately the display is broken, so I can't see what station we're on. There's probably a preset somewhere. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You can hear the speakers when we first started, they're not good. So I'll try to find a tape or something to stick in there to test. So we have these. We're gonna replace with these puppies right here. They're just some JBL 4-inch drivers. So we're going to replace those, and hopefully that'll get us a better sound. Now, the biggest issue with this is, and this is going to be a project that we're probably, one of the reasons we're going to film on this, is because this system is an integrated audio system. So if you look carefully here, you're going to see that it's got the tape deck, it's got AM, FM, but that's it. And it has intercom, mute, and all this stuff for the intercom, right? So the problem is you can't just replace this. A, if you do, you need to replace it with something in marine grade so that it's water resistant, because this obviously isn't up in here. It's right here. And there is a cover for it. I don't know if Bob's got it or you know what it is, where it is, but there's a cover for extreme rain, like if it's parked outside, because this stuff is watertight resistant, not exactly watertight. So replacing this unit is not as simple as just pulling it out and putting something else in, like a car stereo, because it's not. Now, Bob would like some Bluetooth. So
Maybe just take a break there with the wind. Otherwise, all you hear is... But you know what we need to do? We need to get a microphone to mount on top of the gimbal.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Yeah, sorry. Continue, sir.
So Bob would like some Bluetooth capability, and so what we're going to do is there's a hack to put an auxiliary port on this, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this all off, and we're going to do that hack and see if I can get a Bluetooth module hooked up in one of these side compartments, or maybe fastened up here or something like that, so Bob can connect Bluetooth. But the wire will be run down in here, and it's going to be hardwired to the main system board in here, and it creates an aux channel that piggybacks off the tape deck. You can still use the tape deck, but this you have to put a blank tape in. And when I say blank, I mean just like a tape that has, almost like one of those tape adapters. It looks like a tape.
Give me 1 second.